Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a new week and we'll get started still with our FPL content. Don't forget to join the community. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is your one-stop center for everything FPL, for all the latest news, for all of those that are starting, for example, FPL for the very first time. This is the one place that at least you'll know that you have leverage over all your different compatriots that are in the mini leagues and all the different people that you're competing with. So today I've been having most of the requests to do with differentials. Some of the requests from the previous videos were for me to capture some of the key differentials that you guys may need so that you can have an edge over what most of the people are going for. And those that have played FPL for over some time can clearly confirm that usually the teams we start with and the teams we end with are completely different because a lot changes. And you see, information about if FPL is very critical because it changes and it updates every day, every minute, and you need to keep track. For example, you cannot go for all the assets that you went for last season because, as we've seen before, a person like Palmer can haul in one season and the next season nothing happens as much. Or someone can actually be very poor in the season before and the next season they have over 200 plus points. That is very possible in FPL. So we'll start with our key differentials in goalkeeping. I picked a few that most people are not going for, and you'll notice even the ownerships are quite low. For example, Verbruggen, you do notice his fixtures are not the worst. He starts off with an Aston Villa, then plays Everton, then Chelsea. We have someone like Henderson as well. Starts off with an Everton away, then he has Man City, and then from then on, all his fixtures are quite good. That's Fulham, Ipswich, and Leeds. And then we have also someone like Roofs, who has a very good start with Ipswich, Fulham, and Brentford. So some of these, and these are actually people or players or assets that were really very good also in the previous season, because we do confirm that the Sunderland defense was quite good. We do confirm the Brighton defense was quite good, though with the few transfers, because we know someone like Van Heek has left. A few members, for example, from the Brighton Bournemouth team have also left. So those are some of the things we need to keep track of, especially that's the main reason why I had the previous segment where I was going through the preseason games so that we keep track on how these teams are shaping up, how these teams are bringing in the new assets and how those new assets are blending into their teams. The next person that we shall actually look at is in the defense. We have someone like Cambo. Now, this is someone that with the obviously with the going of Lacroix, with the going of Guehi, this is someone that we do confirm should be a starter and he can play a number of roles in the entire defense. But I do believe he will be a centre back partnership. So with that comes some Defcon as well, and he's actually quite good and still quite a young player. And you look at his fixture list, like we mentioned for Crystal Palace, the last those from game week 3 onwards is a very good fixture run. So that is something that you can target. We have someone like Biol. You do realize all his beginning three fixtures are also those that you do expect him to be able to get some goal contributions because he's always a threat in the set pieces. He's very good with Defcon as well. And Kakes is another person that, because with the going of Robertson from the Liverpool left back, we do confirm that Kakes should actually have that left back position now nailed. The Liverpool fixtures are very good, and they're actually high up there on the clean sheet ticker for those that at least we do expect to have quite a number of clean sheets at the beginning. We do know that obviously the centre back partnership of Van Dijk and Jacket is something that is quite new that we hope to see how it all shapes up. But yeah, that is something that we need to keep track on. So Kakes is good and he actually does come with also some very good attacking threat. He rejoins his previous coach, sorry, in Iraola, the one that was coaching him in Bournemouth. So that is something that we will hope to see how it works out. But I do believe he's actually going to be one of the standout performers this season. So, like I mentioned up there, he's one that I do believe has a high upside to him. And the Liverpool fixtures, as you see them, look quite good. The Chelsea defense, one of the main people I think I would pick out is Colwill with the going of Cucurella, who was actually my standout performer last season personally. I do believe Colwill, once fit and available, should be good in air, should be a good threat as well when attacking. And like we've mentioned with all the Chelsea assets, is that with them having no competitions in Europe and all that, this is a team that can actually focus and actually even push for the Premier League because they do have the squad. So we do expect a number of Chelsea assets to really turn up this season, unless otherwise. But that is it to do with our defenders. Then jumping to our midfielders, we do look at someone like Vitz, someone like Sobos like can't appear here because he already has one of the highest ownerships currently. But someone like Vitz has a chance because he's very creative. His first season, last season, wasn't the best, but we did see him begin to pick up towards the end of the season. He's involved in set pieces. He's involved is one of the high assist creators for Liverpool as well, and very creative as well. And the Liverpool fixtures, you can't look away from them. Starting with Newcastle isn't the worst fixture. Then from then on, you have Nottingham Forest, you have Ipswich, you have Fulham and Bournemouth. I do believe those are some of the fixtures that we really need to target. I did bring in two Man United assets because they start off with one of the best fixtures. They play away at Hull. They have Ipswich next. So their fixtures aren't the worst either. But we just wait to see how Cunha fits into the whole team. I do believe Mbemo should be able to start. And with Rashford also coming in, we wait to see if Cunha is going to be pushed as a striker. Sheshko, how exactly he plays into that entire team. So like I mentioned, a quick look at these preseason games is quite important, and this is the one-stop center where you'll actually have all those updates to know when the Cunhas and the Mboimos get to link up with the team and start playing in the friendlies, how exactly will they be used. But these are some of the quick explosive potential assets that I do believe should give a that we should have in our teams at the start. The other is KDH. Dewsbury Hall was a very good asset and a very good player for me last season. He does have a very high upside to him. He's involved in set pieces. He's like the attacking threat actually for Everton. And in that, whatever Everton does going forward is always involved. Obviously, someone like Ndiaye is someone to know to keep eyes on, and the attacking threats of their strikers is we are not sure who exactly is nailed, so we wait to see who exactly will be a starter, who will have that position of number 9 nailed for Everton. Then lastly is Lefi, a very good asset as well, and I think in the friendly against Liverpool he either scored or assisted as well, so that is also a lower budget person that you could think of having in our team as well as we go forward. In the forwards I just picked only three, with Ekitike obviously still I think nursing an injury. I think he should be on his way back. We do believe Isak should be the one nailed to start at least for a while for Liverpool as Ekitike begins to get in there. So Isak should be a very good differential as well. He has a very good upside. His fixtures are quite good, and it's important that we note as we are selecting all these teams, because the next thing we're going to talk about is a no Haaland draft. Like I mentioned today, I was going to go through the differentials. One of the other things that was being commented most is the no Haaland draft, which provides you with a lot of money to work with, but also has a potential bad side in that as soon as it doesn't work out for you, or in case Haaland does haul, and you have these other players that are not holding, it will indeed be detrimental to your rank. So that is something that we are going to look at next. And then finally, we shall look at how my team is shaping up from our draft one. Because like I mentioned, until the first game week, a lot is going to be changing. So Sula also finished the season on a high. We wait to see how he, obviously with Voltamade there, they have had a few exits, for example, Gordon leaving. So we wait to see how exactly they get to use him. And they still have a number of players actually leaving as well, because Eddie Howe did mention that he's not sure about the future of his Bruno Guimaraes. They already lost the Italian as well internally. So we continue to monitor the transfer window to see how all of this pans out. But Igor Jesus had a good season from when they brought him in. I think he nailed, or he took the position away from Woods. So that is something we also continue to monitor and take note of. But the fixture is also going to look good. Liverpool was already a no-brainer. Nottingham Forest with their defense and their attack, obviously, also a good fixture starting with Leeds. Then Newcastle as well with Osula. So next, I'll talk about the no Haaland draft. Like I've mentioned, it has a very good upside, but it also has it's a risky move, is what I would say. But yes, in a no Haaland draft, like I mentioned, you do have a lot of money to play around with. For example, you can be able to go with a Gabriel, and in this case, a Gabriel will actually look like a differential because many of us are actually going for someone like Mosquera, or even just having Raya in goal as the only option for to cover for the Arsenal defense. So I went for Verbruggen in this case, who has a very good fixture in Everton. Then we do have Luke Shaw, who I do believe in the Manchester United defense away from Maguire should be the one of the only nailed players. We just only wait to see how fit he can remain throughout the entire season. Munoz as well. Then we have Gabriel, like I mentioned, which is a very good fixture against Coventry. Then next would have someone like Semenyo. Then Buemo, who also has a very good fixture against Hull City. Chelsea, the two assets like I mentioned, Rogers and Palmer get to be in there. We do get to monitor Rogers to see how much he'll be fit or how much he'll be used at the beginning of the season. But that is something to note. Saka as well, I think would be a very good upside if he's indeed available to start at the beginning of the season. So you realize such a midfield is very powerful and very good, but you can only have such a midfield when you have either foregone someone like Bruno or Haaland. But you can still be able to work out this kind of formation and still add a Bruno Fernandes instead, for example, of a Rogers. That's also another option because the money is indeed available and you can play around with it. Then in striking, I did go with Joao Pedro and Isak. On the bench, Dubravka in goal, Asnu, Redmond, and also Mateo Joseph. So you do realize, like I've mentioned, with this, you can actually be able to incorporate Bruno Fernandes in it. So that you probably have a triple Manchester United to go hard for that Hull City game. Or you could have a triple Arsenal as well to go hard for the Coventry game. So it's about monitoring and having this money to spread around and play around with. Lastly, we'll go through how my team is shaping up. The keeper has already changed. From those that remember, I would have Raya in goal, Mosquera in my defense to have both double Arsenal in this case. Luke Shaw would be a good one. Matthias Nunes, who I think is now nailed in the number 2 position and can sometimes be pushed in midfield. And we did get to see him also have some attacking returns at least. So it does make up my 3-man defense. We have a midfield of Ndiaye. Apologies for the artwork there. I think it's a bit messed up. Yeah. Then we'd have Bruno Fernandes, Soboslai, and Anderson as well, who make up my midfield. Then lastly, I'd have Haaland and Joao Pedro in my attack, with Haaland being my captain going into the first game week. I did note in the previous recording that we'll be going hard on some of these Bournemouth games because we do not know how they'll be shaping up. We do not know their new defensive partnerships because every season they always tend to let a number of people go, but for some reason they always are stable and try to come back and have a strong season. I believe at the beginning of last season their first match was against Liverpool and it was a very high scoring game. I think 4-2 or 4-3, something like that. So that is something that would be targeting, obviously. Then the bench would be having like Omte in goal, Vuskovic, Thomas, and Wale Egeli to complete my bench. So this is how my team is beginning to shape up. And like I mentioned, there's still a number of changes really coming up. Just keep locked onto the channel. Remember to subscribe, to like, to comment. Let me know on how your teams are actually beginning to shape up as we prepare to continue to provide you with all the latest information. Thank you very much and catch you later.